Hi there friends, and welcome to episode 5 of my Nullius series. I'm Icon, and today we will create, finally, pieces of glass, and thus I will be finally able to scale up in this factory. So I did a lot of work and research in between the last 2 episodes to wrap my head around the tasks ahead of us, and I gotta say, it's pretty beastly. So our first task of today will be the creation of glass, which will be ultimately pretty easy. It's not really a big deal. We just need to go for a few this and that's. So we will need raw sandstone. Here. There's the stuff. I knew I already set it up properly. Helmod always does that from time to time to me to just... Yeah, well, they change the interface. I have an excuse. So, glass production is quite easy. We just bring up sand and mix and put that into a flotation cell, and we will need a little bit of saline water, and that's all. And that out comes silica, and silica can be just turned into glass at the foundry. It's a very, very simple process. I already took the liberty of preparing a little bit of something here to make our life easier. So this is just a seawater intake. So let's see. There we go. I think that's the wrong side. Seawater goes this side, and out goes wastewater. So the saline water we will use here, and we will need a crusher to crush sandstone. 0.4 units of sandstone are the product of, well, 2 miners. Around that. Oh, I didn't prepare enough power poles. There's always something, you know. I did a lot of preparations between the last 2 episodes, but this was one I didn't prepare properly. So, are these guys... That should be working, shouldn't it? Direct input. So, we're going to receive sand and stone, of course. So, let's see. I'll need the flotation cell. The flotation cell will have its intake here. So, let's say... Oops, that was not my intent. So, I was just checking out. So, we're producing wastewater here as well. Okay, just wanted to know what kind of output that was. Okay, so how about, yeah, well, I like this one. I hope it'll work out. Okay, so we have this kind of situation. And that kind of situation. So wastewater will be an issue because we don't see any option of leading it away in this area. So now we got silica. If we feed that machine with sand, okay. I really had to think long and thoroughly about this before it finally made sense. This mod really has some brutal recipes in store. I really like that, but oh dear. Because this is only the beginning, you know. That's what's really making me quite anxious here is the fact that this is just the beginning. So output-wise, we will need 2 inserters. Okay. So let's see, is there any way of covering it up like that? Oh dear. So Here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where do you think you're going? So, let's configure that splitter. And there we go. Well, I really try to use things like these a little bit more efficient these days. So, let's go. Sand is here. Here goes that stuff. Oh, I am wrong about the intake. Sand goes here. Alright. And there should be some silica happening soon. Not sure if... oh, that doesn't look like... No. One inserter won't be enough here. Okay. Output will be happening... here. Okay. Or here. Oh, well, let's go here. This is just a small scale operation because we are just simply completely unable to create a large scale operation of that. So that's all we need. We just need to put that into a foundry, and there we got glass. Quite frankly, this was the easier part of today's episode. The other half of today's episode is about a better production line of plastic and more plastic. Plastic is a lot of the action happening with this mod. So here we go. I'll just put that into a box here. So how long do I stack this infinitely? Oh well, I don't think so. Let's limit that to something. So wastewater. Let's check out our friend FNEI and so. Oh, I can create climate samples out of that one day. So we can recycle that one day in the future, but no. Outfall. Yeah. So we can only dump that into the sea one way or another. Which is a little bit of a pain because the sea is quite far away from here. But I decided to just do it like that instead of having to move the ore over there. I felt like moving fluids from A to B will be something we will be seeing way more often, and I felt like it is a way more resource friendly way of creating it. So we're gonna have a forward and backward system. And I definitely think it's worth setting it up, because this way... Oh, I will need more pipes. So let's create that like this to have more available of them. We will be using this system more than just once. Ultimately, every seawater operations on this side of the map will be happening over this network, so I think it's completely okay to go that way. To go that far, I want to say, and designate a complete network to that. So the outfall, I don't have any of them, no. Alright. So while we're handcrafting here, let's cancel those. I need the outfall now, and I got enough thingies there. So outfall, here you go. So just sometimes they somehow don't really connect. They feel a little bit buggy to me, honestly. So how much is there in? So I had that problem the other day too, or the other episode much more, and there it was the same problem, that it was not the okay. I just would like to know if the pipe's just not full enough, or if that thing just doesn't work, you know? So let's see. Does it need an underground pipe entrance? Is that the key? Let's try that. No. It just doesn't connect. So what's different here? I'd really like to know. Oh man. Oh, I hate it when such really, really outrageously simple things are actually turning into a problem. Oh, but I got landfill on me, so maybe a player-created order will be better. So I really would like to know if there's any obvious reason for if it's not working out. I mean, it doesn't need any fuel or, well, this is very confusing. Well, otherwise I'll just see if I'll fix that between the episodes. So maybe there's also just not enough of that stuff in the pipe yet. I'll check that out later. Until then, let's grab that glass and celebrate a little bit, because this is really a big step. Worst case scenario, I'll just dump that wastewater via the other network. That should work too. But now, glass. Glass is, well, more or less or true autonomy in this mod, because with glass I can create now finally the last few things I wasn't able to create, and that's chemical plants. So with our own chemical plants, we are finally able to truly scale up. And I felt like one of the better ways of scaling up would be to increase my plastic production by a double amount. So like, right now, we are only producing with one chemical plant, so this blueprint will bring us a little facility with 2 chemical plants. And also, I will this time use brine electrolysis instead of the where were we? Here's saline electrolysis. And we will create the ethylene differently than we created it the last time. So this time we will just create... wait a sec. Me needs thinking now. We will create that via alkene synthesis. So this will create not only ethylene, but also propene and benzene. In the old chain, we only created ethylene as a standalone product. So to give you the comparison, before that, we just created methane by using carbon dioxide and hydrogen, and that methane was turned into ethylene. So this is way more complicated than that. At least I hope that. So that's what we're going to build now after I have access to glass, because it all wasn't able to be produced without extra glass, because chemical plants, you can't produce them without glass. There are a few things here that are just not possible to be produced without glass. You can't put it like that. Anyways, but I checked it out. I think the air filters, well, No, the air filters only needed plastic and filters, which I didn't have access before the last episode either. So this little beastie here will soon be a thing of the past, but for now I'll still need it because, well, I don't have any other options. So let's go. We still need... what did I want to build a moment ago? There are just too many things in this mod rolling. Well, now I forgot what I wanted to build. Dang. It had to do something with plastic. That's all I knew. Ah, yeah, here, air filters. So air filters produce 50 air per second. So this will be a pretty big operation here because our recipe will need a whopping amount of 500 air per second. So we will need 11 air filters to power this monster. I don't know if that's really the best way to get that going, but I felt like with air we are creating the hydrogen quite easily because you can't just split up air into hydrogen and into carbon dioxide and nitrogen. The hydrogen, although, oh my god, didn't I pay attention to the hydrogen and all this? Oh my god, no. So I thought I had this all set up. I'm sorry, friends. So in the end, after I don't know how long I was planning all this, the hydrogen component tricked me. So how will we create hydrogen here? That's the big question. So hydrogen can be easily created by water electrolysis. Since we have saline water as a leftover product in the brine electrolysis process, that will be the key. So we will need... Oh my god. So to create these amounts of hydrogen necessary, we would need 6 priority electrolyzers. So I think we have to downscale this project to only one facility, so we will not be producing more plastic than before. Shame on me. But in a way we will still. Wait and see. So hydrogen production just like that is not exactly what I'd like to see. So is there no easier way? Yeah, well. The thing here is this mod works a really large amount with a lot with leftover products. So here you have water, so you are also well able to create hydrogen by electrolyzing water, and here we would be electrolyzing saline water. So let's see, I have to check out the recipe to really wrap up my head around this. Well, welcome to me theory crafting. We couldn't I couldn't just stop that. So if I do it like that, let's see, we will use one of these hydro plants to create seawater, right? No, we will use that seawater to create saline water. So that's the beginning of our whole chain here. So the seawater filtration. So we will create 70 of that saline water. We will then create 30 brine, and I will have 90 water to work with as well. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. So I could use 2 electrolyzers for that stuff, and that's the hydrogen I'm working with, period. If we are below that, that's just what it is. Okay, so I'll need another electrolyzer. Oh dear. No, 2 electrolyzers actually. So we're gonna need a little bit more of the iron. So this is such a complicated mess because it's so close to reality. Creating plastic in reality is a friggin' complicated mess. Have you ever thought about why those refineries and stuff look like factories? No. Jokes aside, I'm really sorry that I am not able to present today's episode as coordinated as I wanted it to happen. But that's just the risk you have to take. Sometimes things just don't go that coordinated. Alright, so where was I? I wanted to have another surge electrolyzer, and to have that I'd need pipes. But no, I do have pipes. Not enough ingredients. What lack of ingredients is there? I don't understand it right now. Pipes are made out of iron rods. Or what's the matter? Oh dear. So, well, since I'm all busy handcrafting right now, we need to put up a little bit of that. So that's interesting. That recipe doesn't show up here. Okay. So it seems to me like there are a few bugs here and there in that mod that will be it. Or I'm just dumb. That's also possible. At the end of the day. It's more often than I like to say the end user the problem, but it could also be that we have here a little bit of a recipe conflict. Whatever. We will have sorted that out in a minute. But the good news is I will need way less air compressors than I thought I would need. So here we go. Already got that electrolyzer sorted out. Okay, now then. Once more. So hydrogen is a little bit of a problem at this moment. But in the long run, my plan is a quite simple one. I want to stockpile certain liquids a little bit more directly, because I feel like we will have so much trouble otherwise. It's gonna be insane. So let's see, does that outlet work by now? No. Seriously don't understand what's the difference between these two. Seriously have no clue, but I don't need to because we will just connect them, you know. Let's just build a connection between these, and well, it will matter one day when I have to put up new outfalls, or however they are called, but well. Maybe somebody here can tell me what I'm doing wrong here. So, oh yeah, I realized what went wrong here. You're not allowed to mix the, or do you? Wait a sec. No, that doesn't matter. Arr! Okay, I'm trying to sort that out in between. Until then, we're going to use the old school way. I just have no clue why these don't connect, but I don't have to. Where's the tank? If everything fails, there's always a tank solution. Oh, seems like I have used them all up for another building. Things in this mod are used wildly for all different things, so here we go. I'll just stockpile it and remove it every now and then. I'm at this point. I'll be updating that mod because it should be connecting, you know? It should definitely be just connecting. There's no, for me, no obvious reason why it's not connecting. Okay. So let's see if I'm not able to finally get going. please forgive me that these things truly catch my attention. Like, if I have a system which I know that it's not working, I mean, now it's only a temporary solution, but at least it's a solution, you know? So, it's just something else for me. Okay, so we got water here. We got this one. I'm going to steal some water from this side here. Good thing that I crafted all that landfill. Coming in handy right now. So, I have no clue if it's any problem to mix pipes or not. But luckily I can, by now, craft the different types of pipes on my own. So, we will be fine in that department. I mean, I've seen now that they house different pressure ratios, so I'm afraid I have to check this out in between those episodes. I have mixed some pipes on the way back and forth, so probably gonna fix that later. I have no clue if it's really a problem or not, that's the issue here. So we have here more wastewater output. So let's see. These do connect, don't they? Yeah. Well, back to the pin. So here goes now the distillery, which takes in the saline water and splits it up into other products. That's here. That's how it will work. And here we will receive brine and regular water. Okay. And that brine will run into the electrolyzer here. Wait a sec, I don't want priority electrolyzers. I'm going to use... Oh well, I know how it works. So we will have then the priority electrolyzer there. I'm going to roll like this. And now we have to put the different blueprint on it. So just connect that quite quickly like that. And craft a few more power poles. So now we create more of that nasty sodium hydroxide, which is just everywhere, but I have a solution for that stuff too. So now that's creating the chlorine for the process here, exactly. So that's the simplest part of the production chain already nailed down. So now to the more complicated part. So, well, it's not that complicated after all. So I think I'm going to run this episode a little bit longer than usual, because I want to get that process down, and, well, I just got distracted, you know. So we're going to tap into 2 of those surge electrolyzers here too, which will now do the saline electrolysis for me. So here we go, water input here. The really interesting thing here is we will create other gases in some excess amounts at the same time, which is, for me, actually something which I want to have. Oh no, that's the wrong recipe, I'm sorry. We're gonna go for water electrolysis here. So we will have also oxygen, which will be used in steel production too, so very important as well. So let's get some power poles down here. There we go. And now we take the hydrogen and what I want to do now is, for today, I'll just store it here. But I want to use a network of tanks from now, where I'll just store those substances to create buffers to ensure that I am able to maintain certain, well, production levels, you know. Because I'm really tired of calculating with these small ratios every single time. So instead, we are going to stockpile those materials a little bit more directly, you know. So here we go. So hydrogen will be delivered from here. Perfect. So next step will be those 2 distilleries. They will produce the carbon stuff we need. So air will be put into the network from here. I'll roll over here. So these 2 guys go over here. And now we will need 5 of those air compressors. A little bit more than that, actually, but forgive me. We're just going to use 5. Alright, I'm using the cheaper overland pipes right now, because I don't feel like spending my resources like that. Okay. Please don't hate me too much for using SqueakThrough. So, here we go. Power all this up. We need more power bolts first. And there we go. So now we will produce a lot of nitrogen in this process too. I mean, 180 units of nitrogen per second. I don't know, these chimneys, they handle 100 per second, so we're gonna need extra chimneys this time. Think about that. So this is not going to be just handled by 1 chimney. We're gonna need 2 of them this time. So do I still have chimneys? That's the question. I don't know. Doesn't look like. Okay, but the nitrogen is not really what I'm interested in. Of course, we want that carbon stuff. Sorry for calling it carbon stuff, but I'm really flinging enough chemical formulas lately. Okay, so that's gonna be our facility here. And oh, we need an underground extra. So here we go. Oh, I think I need more than 1 underground extra. And now we're going to lead out the hydrogen out of that system. So I think I'm going to roll for something like that. Easiest way to connect here. Okay. So all we will need now are a few more machines. Now we are creating also fresh water, which I will be piping back into the electrolysis process. So this is all quite self-sufficient, but most importantly, we have now the 2 necessary ingredients for our plastic factory. So it's gonna be living right here, I'd say. Yeah, let's put it down like that. Here we go. Well, okay, never mind. I want it on 1 height with this factory. There we go. So sadly, that's the... Oh, we need to create ethylene out of that before we can go for that, of course. So I forgot these guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, of course. So we need to... go through something like that. Okay, I need to check out this process. Yeah, it's triple output. Okay. So, well, yeah, I like this adjustment. Or do I? No, I think I'm going to roll here. Yeah, that's better. So, with all these many different materials and substances, it's really more and more difficult to keep up with that, honestly. But that's just fine. That's how chemistry works in reality, mostly. So, extra hydrogen being piped over here. And the other materials... Okay, running out of sand here. Oh no. But, well, the thing here is... Oh man. Well, we're gonna use wood. We're gonna use underground pipes of this quality here. It's all good. I don't want to give up just like this here, right in front of victory. So here goes that, and we will... Oh, forget that. I want to have it like that here. Okay. Oops. I don't know if it really is of any importance here whatsoever, but I don't want to have any problems because of me forgetting something. Okay, so now we got these connected, and the real important thing here is, yeah, we're gonna do it like that. I only pick up the ethylene here into this process right now, and the ethylene is, let's check it out, this one, isn't it? Yeah. So this ethylene will go in here, chlorine will go in here, and we will have an output of what's it called again? Hydrogen chloride. So I'll finish that process here, but I think I don't need to explain any further what's happening here. The big game changer behind that is we can turn propane later into more plastic. There's a recipe which I haven't discovered yet, and benzene is the precursor item we need later for rubber. So I already checked these things out, so I'll just continue the next episode pretty much from this point. I will just think a few steps ahead about wastewater disposal and cycling that water and such things, and prepare a few logistics items more, because I really underestimated the amount of pipes. Silly me. I should have prepared more. But yeah, feel free to leave a comment down below, leave a like, leave a subscribe. I'd be delighted about your support. So yeah, more about that in the next episode. See you then. Bye bye.